Good evening. I'm Anthony Hall, Town Council for the Town of Grange. Here to give you an update on our last Town Council meeting. I feel it's important that I do my best to share as much information with the town as possible. And let me get this pulled up. Last Town Council meeting was May the 2nd, 2022 at 6 p.m. It's a call to order. It was an opening prayer. Didn't have any public hearings or Board of Adjustments. There was a brief comment period. And there was an amendment to the agenda to add item 9C, which is an update on the building permits, which I'll show in a minute. And that was approved. The motion was made by Roger Miles and seconded by Councilmember Larry Gladney, and that passed. We're on to the consent agenda. Approval of the regular session and closed session of April 4th meeting. Approval of the ordinance amending the FY 2001-22 budget ordinance, and approval of the resolution closing reserve accounts. Motion was made by Councilmember Hall, seconded by Councilmember Gray, and that motion carried. And went down to new business. And item number 8A was determine the next steps in the process to fill the term of Councilmember David Holmes into the next municipal election. Councilmember Reed Rouse proposed that since we only had 3 candidates, David Leftworth, Nikki Lee, and Andre Cannon, that we go ahead and vote on those 3 candidates. So that motion was made by Reed Rouse and seconded by Roger Miles. The vote was 4-1, I'm sorry, and for Nikki Lee, and 1 vote for Andre Cannon. So Nikki Lee has been selected as the next council member to replace David Holmes. So I'm excited for her. She has a lot of experience necessary to carry on that role. And this time that we, she probably should be sworn in at our next council meeting in June. Next on the list was item 8B, was to consider the town's future participation in the Eastern Carolina Council. Town Manager John Kraft mentioned that he didn't feel as if it was beneficial to the town anymore to be a member of the East Carolina Council. And he said that the East Carolina Council is going through a lot of turmoil, and they currently don't have an executive director, and they're not going, they don't have a clear direction at this time. So he felt that with us having to pay membership fees and all this other, wasn't no benefit to the town. So the motion was made by Larry Gladney, seconded by Reed Rouse, and the motion carried 4-1. The only member voting against was Roger Miles. And I have to say, I have my reservations as well. I felt like that maybe we could help get the East Carolina Council back on track. But, it's further listening to Town Manager John Kraft and giving us his opinions on the situation, I felt like it's also time for us to get out of the East Carolina Council. Item number 8C was adoption of ordinance criminalization of municipal ordinance pursuant to the SB 300. And that basically is a state law that requires that each city, town, decriminalize certain ordinances on our books. And so we have to go through and see which ones that are felony, and some of those have to be decriminalized. So a motion was made by Larry Gladney, seconded by Roger Miles, and that motion passed. We went down to unfinished business, and that was the update on the water and sewer projects. There's a lot of talk about which way we should go with the water and sewer project. And at the meeting, we voted that we would pursue the short-term project, which would be 0.999 million gallons a day of usage. And that motion was made by Councilmember Gray and seconded by Councilmember Rouse. It was an update on the battery energy storage system, and its progress is moving right along, and we should be operational very soon. And as I mentioned earlier, there was an update on the building permits, and I spoke with Town Manager John Kraft. Some other municipalities in the county are going through a process of trying to combine their inspections and things with the county. And I just wanted information on where LaGrange stands and how many permits we're getting, how much revenue that's generating. And everybody knows the town is experiencing a lot of growth. And in my opinion, I think that's information that we all need to have access to. So let me pull that up. And as you can see, since June 2021, we've had 462 permits issued. And the total fees collected were $41,911. And the value of improvements is $19,090,609. Estimated tax revenue off of those value improvements is $1,562.04. So as you can see, all that growth translates into tax revenue for the town. You have people building new buildings, new developments coming in, that directly impacts the town's revenue. So everyone needs to keep that in mind when we're talking about development, when we're talking about bringing in new businesses, bringing in affordable housing, all that stuff goes straight to the town's bottom line. And that right there helps so many ways. We don't have to raise taxes. We don't have to do anything to generate revenue, because that's revenues coming in on its own. So we get back to sharing the agenda. Like I said, we spoke about battery and storage system, and that item 9C was the And there was no real official report for the financial report. And council member comments. As always, every council member has an opportunity to speak at the council meetings and express what we have concerns about. And one of the things I wanted to speak about was this new grant program, the transformation, rural transformation grant. And that rural transformation grant allows towns to utilize that money in a lot of various different ways. And let me see if I can pull that up. And here's Zach comments. I wanted to take this opportunity to acknowledge David Wilkerson with the Scout Troop 114 on attaining the rank of Eagle Scouts. David's project was working with the LaGrange Fire Department on some upstairs renovations. Congratulations, David, on a job well done. It's my hope that the town can present David with a certificate of accomplishment at our next town council meeting. We were experiencing a lot of growth. Hold on. And let's see. And the rural transformation grant can support 4 categories. It's Main Street and downtown investment efforts, initiatives that can help create resilient neighborhoods, community enhancements that spur economic growth, professional development programs to build local government capacity. And I said, surely we can develop some projects that can fit into one of those criteria. The program has $48 million available, and the max grant award is $900,000. And I said, we have to take advantage of these opportunities. So I just believe that we should look out and try to pursue some of these grant opportunities. And the rural transformation grant is a perfect opportunity for the town to pursue. And that was pretty much everything that happened at our last town council meeting. I just want to take this opportunity also to congratulate Councilwoman Nikki Lee on being appointed. I'm excited to have her back on. So I think this is vital that we have someone that has the experience coming into our budget meetings, and she's a perfect candidate. So I just want to make the opportunity to say that. And so I want to thank everyone that listened with me. And I wish everyone to try to come to the town council meetings. We need to hear your voices and share your concerns. And as always, you can reach out to me personally, and we tell me anything that you need to know the town needs to hear. So with that being said, everyone have a good evening.